Maggie, para ti, what does it mean to be self-aware in general, and what does it mean to be self-aware when you're learning a second language?
In general, it's like seeing where I'm wrong, seeing where I'm right, seeing what I do, like being conscious. Kind of seeing me on the outside and telling myself, I'm doing this, it's good, it's bad, I shouldn't, I should, all that. And when learning a new language, self-awareness is really annoying. Because
it's really present, right?
It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure, especially in the context that I am right now, because I am learning Spanish in school, which means that I talk only to my teachers in Spanish, and the truth is that I don't know many people, like Spanish people. When I learned English, it was like total immersion. I was in a school where people only spoke English. We were not like learning English. It was like everyone knew English and I had to speak it. And I was in a family too, so I was like, in all the people that I knew, literally no one spoke French. I had to speak English with them. So that's how I grasped kind of the language. But here it's very different. So I speak Spanish. I'd say like I speak good Spanish when I write, and then when I talk, I realize at the same time what mistake I'm making while I'm speaking, and I don't know, a lot of pressure.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. Listen, that's one of the main issues for Spanish people as well when they're learning English. I'm sure you've noticed, because here we tend to have a lot of grammar, a lot of reading comprehension, and even writing. We could say that Spanish people, I mean, if you went all the way to college, you might have a pretty decent level of English writing. But when it comes down to speaking and regular conversation, Spanish people really struggle to feel confident and to find the right words. Because, mira, para mí la forma es simplemente vivir cosas en inglés. Ese es el gran problema, porque la gente asocia el inglés y aprender una segunda lengua a lo académico y a aprender, ¿no? reglas, which is not a bad idea, because you settle with the basic stuff, you figure out the basic stuff, you know how the language works, pero después a la hora de comunicarte tienes que conseguir esa confianza se consigue a través de la comunicación.
Claro.
¿No? Tú seguramente te lo habrás encontrado mucho con tus alumnos, ¿no?
Sí, es que en España se enfoca mucho en el reading y writing y nada de listening y speaking, y me sorprende muchísimo que en bachillerato no lo evalúan, el speaking y listening.
No lo evalúan, pero bueno, bachillerato y college, it's getting there too. No es algo, it's not something really essential to get, maybe it's like 10% of the final grade.
Like at least me, when I studied French in high school, we had an oral and an oral.
Exactly.
So I think it's really important to evaluate that as well, because like it's not just reading and writing, and actually in real life we speak and listen more than we read and write.
Es que in real life, para mí, real life is 90% speaking and listening.
Exactly.
It's the other way around, because in Spain, in France, I think it's sort of the same too. They teach you to get a job, to find a good job, and to maybe to sell yourself in a job interview. And to provide a good level of proficiency in whatever field you want to specialize in. Pero después, cuando tú te vas a otro país, when you go and travel, what you want to do is to socialize.
Socialize, yeah. You won't get a job either if you don't know how to communicate.
Exacto.
So the thing that's interesting that you mentioned was that you have to live the language.
Language, yes.
That's why my username is Live and Speak English.
Live and Speak English. I love it.
Hay que vivir el idioma para
Mira,
hablarlo.
Nesh, es que muchas coincidencias. Porque mira, yo trabajé en una language school que se llamaba Speak and Live.
Speak and Live.
Speak and Live in Rincón de la Victoria, which is like 20 kilometers away from here. It's a town next to Málaga. On the beach. So it was a weird mix between a language school and a touristic, let's say, an organization to providing just activities, touristic activities and stuff. Yeah. So they hire people to both with the purpose of teaching English and socialize and make them have a good time. It's just show them around the city.
Just like your school.
Took people out for lunch and show them around the city, but in English. And we spoke English the whole time. Talk about life, kind of this thing, but
that's
standing.
My kind of academy. That's my kind of language school.
If I could manage to do what you're doing, maybe I would rethink. I would rethink the whole thing, because this is what really pumps me up. Because what I love about teaching is prepping the contents, analyzing what people really need. That's why I love doing this podcast, because this way I can know, okay, this video was interesting, people didn't like this video or whatever. Then you get the feedback from people, and then you provide them whatever they need. Y para mí los Reels y los YouTube, I tend to enjoy more YouTube, more so than TikTok and Instagram.
I'm trying to get into YouTube, but it's a lot of hard work.
It is because it's long form video.
Exactly.
Pero yo me gusta más long form. A mí me gusta más long form video. Sí. Porque puedes meterte más en las cosas y tal, ¿sabes?
Más en detalle y...
Your TikToks are amazing because it's like in a gist, in a boom, boom, boom. It's really fast-paced, boom, dynamic. I love that. But the thing is, if you want to like dig deeper into things...
Exactly. I'd love to. Actually, I have a course, and I send them long videos, like 12 to 20 minutes, explaining, pronunciation or phrasal verbs, collocations, anything. And of course, it's more into depth, because in TikTok or Instagram, you can't really, master a language by just watching a 15-second video.
Not at all. Yeah, I mean, you got plenty, because you got, like, what was it, like over 300, 400 videos or something?
On Instagram?
On TikTok and Instagram.
No idea,
a whole bunch,
like 300, 500.
Porque tú llevas desde 2020, ¿no?
2020, diciembre de 2020.
2020.
Entonces,
Está
2 años y pico.
2 años, sí, con la pandemia. La pandemia ha salvado muchas vidas, ¿eh? Y ha creado mucho trabajo la pandemia.
Claro. Mucha gente dice que han perdido trabajo, pero los inteligentes, los listos, hemos creado
el trabajo. Bueno, nos hemos reciclado para poder trabajar al final, ¿no? There are 2 types of self-awareness. Public self-awareness and the private self-awareness. Pero para mí, in order to be good at showing yourself publicly and being self-aware in public, you need to master private self-awareness. Tienes que controlar el tema de saber, being aware of your own feelings and emotions in the moments. Okay. If you cannot control and be aware of those feelings and those thoughts, and for example, your reactions, por ejemplo, tú dices algo que a mí no me gusta, Marie.
Te odio.
Claro, tú me dices te odio y digo, and I get really pissed off and say, ¿pero qué te pasa a ti? Porque yo me enzarpo. Hay una expresión en español que es enzarparse, que es como to get really mad, What's the English equivalent for that? There's got to be one for that.
To lose your mind?
Lose your temper? Lose your temper. Yeah. No, but I'm sure that because...
There's probably like an idiom.
There's probably like an idiom for that too. Because, mira, ¿tú conoces a Youglish?
Youglish, yes.
I love Youglish.
And play phrase.
Play phrase. I love all of those. Listen, I got whole playlists of, I got like whole list of websites like that. Esto se llama language in context.
Exactly.
Language in context es como poner palabras en contexto y frases y puedes escucharla en vídeos reales, en real videos. Ser consciente de tu propio sentimiento y tus propias reacciones. Y entonces, cuando eres capaz de controlar tus propios sentimientos, entonces you can apply that self-awareness to real life with people.
Usually what we do is that, like, we have an exercise and I know what kind of sentence I'm supposed to say and in what context. So, for example, right now we're doing the whole, like, if I was that, I would have done something. In class, I'm not that self-aware. I know what I'm supposed to say, and usually I do the whole thing where, like, that sentence is going to be for me. She's going to ask me for that sentence because she's doing a whole tour of the table. So I get myself ready, I do it perfect, it's fine. But then when I have to speak Spanish...
¿Te has encontrado casos en los que hay alguien que comete muchos errores pero es very self-confident, que es muy seguro de sí mismo? Eso te lo has encontrado, ¿no? Compañeros o así que cometen muchos errores pero aún así son seguros.
En francés, en español, en inglés también.
Pues esa gente son los que más rápido avanzan.
Ujú,
Sí, creo
exactamente.
que sí.
Esos son los que más rápido
Creo
avanzan.
que
Y adoro esa gente.
mi problema es que aprendí inglés antes de aprender español y entonces ahora para mí es más difícil aprender español.
Tienes 21. Estás todavía en your late critical period, right there.
Mi compañera de piso es así,
Sí.
comete errores, pero no, le da igual, ¿sabes? Y entonces así avanza.
¿Española o
Es turca
es turca? Sí.
y está aprendiendo español.
Ok.
Sí, y inglés también hablamos un poco.
Hay que echarle cara. Mira una expresión que es echarle cara. Echarle cara. It's like to be cheeky about it.